Hello there, and welcome back to another end of the month showdown, which, in a surprising twist of fate, is at the very beginning of a month.
Yeah, we had to delay it a little bit. We went to Combo Breaker, and that happened at the end of the last month, and so we moved it forward, and I thought we could talk a little bit about that today, right?
We certainly will, yeah. So the video is going to be like twofold. We're going to have, our normal end of the month shenanigans where we face each other in a dramatic duel in a fighting game of our choice. But we're also going to be just casually chatting and reflecting upon the experience of going to Combo Breaker.
Yeah.
So, let's just go to Versus. Now, we're playing the Anniversary Collection, which just came out a few days ago.
Yeah, totally. Jason just picked it up.
I did.
A couple days ago.
Yep.
What game you want to play, man?
Well, I don't know. Basically, my thought is, some end-of-the-month showdowns of old, it's a best of three over the course of 3 games. Mm-hmm. So, best of 3s in 3 different Street Fighter titles.
May as well
do we do, a counter pick?
Oh,
we could start with a game, neutrally,
I thought we could go through the ages. We could go 2, 3, or 2 Alpha and 3rd Strike, or whatever.
Let's do that. Yeah, that works for me. Now, before we started, we were talking about, hey, which one should we do? Should we do Hyper Fighting, or do we do Turbo? And it seems like there's kind of a, it really is a matter of personal preference. Hyper Fighting is the one I have the most memory of because of, by playing it on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, sure, right. And there's I don't have much of a preference either. Mm-hmm. And, so if you want to do Hyper Fighting, that's cool. Yeah, we do. Sure, let's do it.
I'm ready to have a Hyper Fight.
Yeah. There's also a comment I read about Hyper Fighting. Also, Zangief isn't trash for once.
Oh!
So I'm afraid you've fallen into my trap.
I was about to say, is there a version of this where he is trash that we can play by any chance?
Oh, it's plenty.
But it's
any other
Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
Alright.
I walked right past my Geefer.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Geef may not be trash in this game, but Guile's also here. But, oh, man.
So is Sagat.
So is Sagat.
Bison.
So is Bison. Look how grumpy he looks. Whoops! No, that was just the timing.
I know. Welcome to Hyper Fighting.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I guess I'm Sagat or Sagat.
Yeah, as they say in this. Oh man. Okay, there we go. Got some lariat action. I just tried to grab with the X square. So Jace.
The times have changed.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes. What are you gonna have?
When did Sagat stop being your main boy?
Let's see. During when I was playing Hyper Fighting as a kid, Sagat was probably one of my favorites for sure. Even though Vega was the original favorite.
Okay.
But just wasn't very good with him. Early on, charge characters were super difficult for me, which isn't surprising. But what's weird is basically now most characters that I'm super good with are charge characters now.
Sure.
But I don't know. The problem is a lot of the not a lot, but some of the other games haven't had him. Street Fighter V has really caused me to reevaluate who my main should be. Because I didn't have Sagat, and we're not going to get Sagat until the end of this year, probably.
A few months, yeah.
Yeah. So then, when did you, has Geef always been there?
No.
Okay.
I think I started playing Geef in Street Fighter 4.
Okay. I thought you were dead.
I am now.
Just that. Mm-hmm. It's that weird thing you're doing. We're both laughing.
No, you're laughing. I am as mad as anyone has ever been. We hit rematch, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. But it's going to be different. And I will counterpick, or try to counterpick.
Yeah.
Chun-Li used to be my main in this game.
Yes.
Well, in World Tournament, I guess, Street
Right.
Fighter 2. And because she had the wall jumps and she was so fast.
Right.
And I don't know. But Vega also was my favorite.
Right.
And if I ever got the chance to play it on a Sega, I would play him.
Right.
And I just thought he was so cool. A claw and a mask.
Exactly. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh boy. yeah, I guess like this video also has like the third benefit or thing of us being able to talk about Street Fighter, like
through the ages.
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Which granted, like neither of us had a lot of experience with the alpha games, and virtually no experience with like Third Strike. Like neither of us had played Street Fighter 3 until I think
Pretty recently.
Yeah, I picked it up. It was on sale on the PlayStation 3 maybe a year or so ago, and we played it only a little bit. So it's just like there have been huge gaps in our Street Fighter knowledge.
Right.
So it's interesting to be able to get to go and play through them like this.
Totally.
Gosh, the chip damage.
Getting them all hyper fighting on me.
Yeah.
Hyper. The I remember making up my own like canon for this game.
You're right.
Because I didn't know basically the story. I didn't have any point of reference for it. Thank you. And that meant like Chun-Li, she's the best kicker in the world.
Which is probably accurate still.
And then E Honda, the fastest punches. He's the best puncher in the world. You know? Stuff like that.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure everyone thought Dulcine was a bad guy. He had, you know...
The skulls on his necklace, yeah.
And, not a lot of good dudes breathing fire these days.
No, not really. It's got some bad connotation. My poor boy. I like that he's got the blue.
Yeah, it's cool.
Basically like the Van Damme look.
So was there another... Wait. When you got hyper fighting on your Genesis, right?
Yes.
But, did that have two versions on it, or just... hyper fighting?
I think it just had hyper fighting, and it's like what's cool is like you could adjust the speed of it. It's like it could be it could be at about the pace that it's at right now, but it could also just be like bonkers fast.
Okay.
Whoops.
So where do we start with Combo Breaker? It was about a 7-hour drive from Cloquet here, down to
St. Charles, Illinois.
Yeah, the suburbs of Chicago.
Right.
And
yeah, 4 of us went. It was Jeff, myself, and our friends Sean and Andy.
That's right.
So let's see. I entered in Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat X, and then Smash Bros. For the Wii U in the singles and doubles.
I also played 4 tournaments, except instead of MKX, I played Dragon Ball Fighters.
Right.
Andy just did Smash 4 singles and doubles.
Okay.
And Sean played the same games I did, Street Fighter, Fighters, and then Smash 4 singles and doubles. And, you know, with the 4 of us hanging out all the time, it's nice to have, like... Oh, good job.
Thanks.
Those games that, you know, we can all practice together, all play together, and with doubles, you know, there's 4 of us, 2 teams. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like originally, Jeff and Andy, you know, they at the get-go, they were like, "Hey, let's do a doubles thing." And so then there's Sean and I, and it's like, "Well, hey, do we just want to do the other ones?"
Yeah, because they did the favor. I think that's our set for this, right?
It is.
I probably should have. Can we? Oh yeah, we can go back to
yeah.
So, Alpha 3?
Yes, let's do Alpha 3.
Just going through the ages, eh?
Yeah. But no, yeah, so like Sean and I, we just decided to do the Smash Bros. Doubles just, you know, for the heck of it, because you guys were already doing it. We were helping you practice. So it's just like at the same time, we were getting to be decent at it too. So that made it pretty fun.
Yeah, me and Andy, you know, we had wanted to do that since we first decided to go to EVO like 2 years ago or whatever, which didn't pan out, unfortunately.
Right,
but,
just trouble with schedules and whatnot.
Yeah. So the first day, well, we gave ourselves an extra day to check out Chicago beforehand.
Right. We got to see that giant metal bean in Millennium Park, which was pretty cool. Cloud Gate.
And parking was $27, and that's what I'll remember for the rest of my life. We parked for about 2 hours at the most, and it was $27.
Yeah. And the traffic was just god-awful. Like, we
Yeah.
are not used to that.
Right.
We are used to much more small-town style traffic.
Yeah, we told the lady who was running our Airbnb when we got back, we were like, oh, we got stuck in traffic on the way back. She's like, yeah, it's Chicago. You know? Like,
Yeah.
she said it in a probably more pleasant voice than that, but
Right.
that's what she said.
Yeah,
right?
and it's just like, yeah, that's kind of the way it is around here. Which, yeah, I couldn't handle. On day one, I did my Mortal Kombat X tournament. And it's like, I figured myself, I thought I was okay. I mean, I'm okay at Mortal Kombat X. I didn't put in as much practice with that as I did with the other games, but I was like, hey, I wanted to enter as many tournaments as I felt confident in so that, it could be fun.
Right.
And the guy that I went up against, my first opponent in the Mortal Kombat X tournament, is Noble Tweedy, the guy who won the Injustice tournament. So it's just like, oh man, so screwed. And I don't even remember who my second foe was, but yeah, I went 0-2 in MKX.
You were playing Quan Chi, right?
I was playing my boy, Quan Chi. It was a very convincing defeat for me.
I have to play Geef because he's here, but
Right.
I feel like I would probably play a Shoto in this game.
Okay.
At least just because I couldn't get the goddamn SPDs out.
Right.
But, that same thing happened when I first played 5, so maybe I just needed to practice this more. But,
But then, let's see.
so what else happened on the first... you had MKX,
Yep.
and, was Fighters that same day? No, it was just Smash?
Yeah, it was. I did the. I think I also did Street Fighter in my first day.
Okay.
Yeah, and Street Fighter, I just had a couple decent matches. Unfortunately, I also went 0-2 in that, but like in much better matches. Like
Right.
I felt like the competition for Street Fighter 5 was like really intense for me.
Sure.
And like in a good way, it was like a lot of fun to do it. Then Sean and I had our Smash doubles run, and I think we either went 2-2 or 1-2. But no, it was like so pretty
I know you
busy
had at
first
least,
day.
right, a 1 win, right?
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. For me, it was Fighters first, I believe.
Right.
And, ooh, that was, I won my first match against a guy who had, like, some fan show up.
Oh, sure.
That, like, he's like, I haven't played this since launch, and he's apparently a big Killer Instinct player.
Okay. Sure.
And,
Oh crap! When it counted, you got the SPD.
Right. You had to be, maybe I just had to be surprisingly close in this one.
So you were going up against this
yeah,
fan.
and he
fan.
played like, it was kind of funny, he played like the 3 biggest characters in the game, Broly, 16, and Nappa, I think.
Okay.
Or Boo, it was Broly, 16, and Boo, and I had my Broly, Nappa, Vegeta team,
Yep.
and like that was a confidence booster to go to beat him, and then from there, I had a very close match that I lost. I think I won 1 game and he won the second 2, and then after that it was another loss against somebody who was. I don't know if I came back from winners technically or came back to fight. Probably not. But just all in all, I went 1-2, I think, and for Smash Doubles, it was kind of fun. Andy and I ended up being on the VG Bootcamp stream, and he played Lucina, I played Yoshi, and we played against a Samus Link team, which is, you don't see much Samus at all.
No, not really.
And I was wondering if
cheap. It even says cheap. Like, I mean, no doubt. I just threw rocks at your face. This
Fair.
is not befitting behavior of the future mayor of Metro City.
I wonder if it says cheap because it's chip damage. I think, yeah, you can't die or there is no chip on regular normals or whatever. Is that it? And then
no idea.
So you have to die to a special attack that you block. I'm just trying to figure. The only alpha I ever played was at my friend's house when I was like 12.
Sure.
And man, that's not a lot of damage for a command grab. Game's broke.
Woo.
Nice.
So yeah, your first.
Oh yeah, and
yeah, sorry, we're getting distracted.
Yeah,
getting, like
it's so
caught
easy
up,
to get
caught up in the fight.
stream.
Yeah.
So we ended up losing, like in the last round, with one stock each left. You know, so that was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was fun.
Right.
And then we beat some dudes, and so we went 2-2, I think, at the end, or 1-2, something like that. And yeah, no, I went 0-2 in Street Fighter the next day, and 0-2 in Smash 4. That was probably my biggest disappointment, is that I lost to a Ganondorf again.
Oh,
like,
right, because that had happened to you in our Bemidji tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went either 2-2 or 3-2 in Smash. Because my first round was a buy-in, the guy just didn't show, unfortunately. But then I had a couple good matches. Then I got just the crap beaten out of me by this Pikachu player.
Oh yeah.
But the doubles one was like insanely fun. Oh boy. Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Oof. It was, you know, there's kind of three things you go to those tournaments for: to compete, to play random games with strangers, and to watch the finals. You know,
Right.
And which of those three things do you think you were most excited to do before you went, and which do you think you had the most fun doing?
I definitely felt like I'd had the most fun watching the top 8 of Street Fighter. And I did not, like, I had so much fun watching the top 8 of Fighters.
Yeah.
Like, that was so fun. Just, like, the crowd got so into it. Like, at the beginning of matches, like, because it was Sonic Fox and Goichi at the end. And, let's see. How did it happen? But, like, so, like, whoever... Was it Sonic Fox who had Sal on his team starting? I think so.
Yeah.
So, like, what was fantastic is, like, you know, in the intro animations, like, when Cell charges up, the entire arena goes, ah! And, like, it happened all the time. It was so cool, like, to see everybody just getting really hyped up. And, like, there was a period of time where Sonic Fox was standing on the stage and he lifted up his hands like he needed our energy for a spirit bomb. And, like, the whole thing is, like, everyone's just amped to do it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Like, the amount of crowd interaction and just energy that came out of the DBZ Fighters one, which I think is partially because, like, you know, Fighters inhabit such a strange and awesome place in the fighting game thing, where it's just like, it's one of those things that basically everyone can relate to, just because most people know Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like, we're all of that age where we saw it when we were growing up. Yeah. And then now it's like this perfect fighting game.
Exactly, yeah. It's
this is a really good one, at least.
It's insanely well made. So it's like, you've got, like...
It's also the newest game that was there.
Also, and you had people, like, who typically were, like, from different scenes playing it. Like, I think there were there were people who are kind of known for playing NetherRealm games were playing this, and there's people who are playing Street Fighter who are playing this. Whereas, like, normally, I guess I never really saw a bunch of people who would, like... You wouldn't see an awful lot of Street Fighter players playing NetherRealm games, or vice versa, but it's like... Fighters sort of had, like, a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, it incorporates enough of everything to kind of get the best of some people. Or maybe it's just the new thing and people have to play it. That's true.
Plus, and, you know, it also had all of the fans of the anime fighters. Know, which I'm definitely feel like I'm getting into those now.
You know, like, Goichi, he's, like, one of the biggest Arxis players, right?
Okay,
and then, let's see. No Geef in this one. I gotta go with.
You could have been Hugo, though.
I know. But anyway,
face my edgelord Guile.
You got it. Face my edgelord for you.
Got it.
So, oh yeah, Dogura was also in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah,
top
he was
8.
in a few top 8s. Like,
And
guys, like he's kind of been under my radar,
yeah.
you know, but it's just like seeing him play has been a lot of fun.
I think he was the only person that had a character switch in the top 8 of fighters.
Yeah, he was.
And
he had 16, or like
yeah,
he put
swapped
16.
out 16 swapped in 16 for Gotenks, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gotenks is like the fad character right now because of Sonic Fox, basically.
Right. Getting a lot of good use out of it.
This is probably my favorite Street Fighter, though.
Yeah? Just like in general?
It's... Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
baby.
It's either this or 5, and I've played a lot of 5.
Right.
But, like, I just, like, didn't feel the instant infatuation I do for this game, you know?
Right. Street Fighter 3 has an insanely good feel to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Some of the best game feel. And the parry system is so good.
Right.
It's like my favorite, you know...
It's a poison.
Yeah. It's my favorite poison, you know?
Right.
And, I guess if there was one problem with this, it's that it's probably got the most...
Whoops.
Different cast. Like the most weird characters that aren't in any of the other ones.
I don't know, like, for me, that's like probably one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm now one of the only people who wants Remy in Street Fighter 5. Like, give me Edgelord Guile.
Do you think there's going to be a 4th season?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay. That never really
I have
occurred
no
to me.
doubt. I'm imagining there's going to be a 4th and a 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that, well, it's like Street Fighter 4 had insane support.
Yeah.
And like most Street Fighters do.
Sure,
So,
yeah. And they, rather than do all the different versions, they're doing seasons of DLC. That makes sense.
That's like one of the things where it's like whereas a lot of DLC practices do seem pretty like predatory and whatnot and not very cool. I definitely feel like Capcom is one of those companies that it's like, I don't know, as opposed to them releasing a new version of the game every couple years that you have to buy, instead you just buy a season pass.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing almost, right?
Right, but at least you don't have to buy a bunch of new retail things, like buying completely new games.
Well, then you could sell the old ones.
I suppose.
Oh, shoot. The, which is some, they used to, you know, fighting games, anytime you put out a new version of a game, you kind of, cannibalize the old games, because all the people can buy used versions of the old one.
Exactly.
And, so that's something they don't have to worry about anymore.
Exactly.
At least, but now they have Arcade Edition. So, going back to my question, which of the 3 things were you most looking forward to when you went?
Like, I don't know.
Competing, playing against randos, or playing or watching the...
I definitely wanted to play against randos. And, like, that ended up being kind of the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, like, the area where casuals were being done, it's like, there was a vice grip on so many of those things. And, like, I did get to actually meet some pretty cool people. I learned about, like, the scene that for fighting games that there is in the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
And there were a surprising amount of people that I got to start communicating with that, you know, were from Minnesota. So it's just like, I don't know. Got to see a cool bit of community. And probably the best casuals we ended up getting were probably the ones that we did for Smash. To me, that seemed to be like the most like open and inviting amongst them, I suppose.
Yeah, there were less people there for Smash. It was more of a standard fighting game tournament, I guess, but there was a big section for Smash. So that's sort of the thing, is that like if you really wanted to play casuals, you had to like either get in line or get there real early.
Right, and or bring your own console, which a lot of people did.
A lot of laptops there with Street Fighter 5 on it,
or Killer Instinct,
and,
which that was so fun to watch. Like I don't have access to Killer Instinct, and I mean neither do you. But it's like it was cool to watch the top 8 for that, because it's like, you know, we've got enough of a sense of these games or these styles of games where it's like we knew what we were looking at. But it was still kind of cool to try and decipher it as we're watching.
That's true too. Yeah, like there was no like the thing that was most alien probably. Oh, I tried to take that.
It is a poison, Jeff.
I know. Oh, that was too low. Okay. Whew. Nice job.
Urian, you're carrying me, buddy.
Like there's some kind of counter or combo breaker system in that game that you need to guess the right one at the right time in order, or else you're like locked out of combo breaker for a while. And so I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it's other than that, it was like pretty straightforward, I guess, to like have these long combos, and you're just waiting for sometimes those come out accidentally. Right. Anyway, yeah. So that was fun. I didn't, it kind of snuck up on us, or stuck up on me, like how fun to watch that game is. Because since I'd never played it, I never really paid attention on YouTube or anything.
Right.
And since we're there, we're seeing all these games being played. That one is just so watchable. Like all the
and also like it had a lot of enthusiasm because Killer Instinct is an American game, and I guess it's got a pretty big scene in the Chicago area.
Okay.
So and the guy who won was from Chicago, so it was like the hometown hero who got to do it, which was like, it was a big thing for the people there. And I mean, Tekken at the highest level is like probably my favorite fighting game to watch. Just like that level of execution and just how cool everything looks, and it's just man, I love Tekken. I wish I was better at it. No, I love it.
Yeah, Tekken's cinematic as heck, especially
realsies
with that slowdown mechanic.
Oh god,
that they throw in at the end of rounds.
They had a couple really dramatic ones in the top 8.
Hey, what do you say to wrapping up this video with Street Fighter 4?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back in a second.
Perfect.
All right, we're back. I'm on the bright side again. You went straight for Geef too. What do you know?
I did not. Jeff offered an interesting theory, or an interesting idea. So we're 2-1 right now. I've got Street Fighter 2 and Alpha under my belt, whereas Jeff has Street Fighter 3. Now, if Jeff wins our best of 3 in 4, we wrap it all up with Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. So.
But if I win Street Fighter 4, I can just bask in the glory forever. The glory and adoration that comes with being the world's greatest fighter.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, did Jeff plan this all along? And he said, hey, why don't we start up some Street Fighter 4? Hey, I can't help but notice that I'm behind in the final count, but there's more games we could play.
Yeah, weird.
What's up with that?
What is up with that?
There's no Geef in 3, but maybe that's the problem. If I play Geef in all these games, then I lose as Geef, but not as Kuma. Man,
this is a difficult ethical question for you.
For real. I picked alternate 3. I don't know what that is.
Let's see what mine alternate 3 is.
Nightmare. I do enjoy this game too.
It's a lot of fun.
It doesn't really need any complaints, but if there was one, it would just be the animation. It's a little weird now. It didn't age super great. But
yeah, the other but yeah, to quick get back.
Yeah.
You had.
No, I asked you that question, like, what's your favorite, or what were you most excited for, and then what was your, what did you have the most fun doing?
Right. So I did mine. That's
Siberian Santa. And
Matador Bison.
Yeah, I guess I would say that I was most looking forward to playing randos.
Yeah.
And I tried to do that as much as I could also, and I got some matches in. And what was also surprising is just sitting around playing with these guys happened quite a bit. Sean, Andy, and Jason, like we found an empty console or something, and like, I may as well play something. But probably, it's hard not to say that the Fighter's top 8 was excuse my double negative. The Fighter's top 8 was pretty much the highlight of the whole event.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, man. For me, I think the highlight of the whole event was the reveal for Cody.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Like, I was so amped, and I love his execution.
Ooh, double sweep. It's like some old bison, and there's sweeps from halfway across the screen. He's got long legs.
He does.
Starting them around the same way.
Psycho Christian.
That's something I've found I never used to think about, but I'm thinking about more and more in fighters especially, is like, what is going to be the first move we do in the neutral?
Because it's so huge in fighters.
Right, like, because, oh my god, that attack is hard.
It certainly was.
I'm almost ready to call this one.
That's not where you are.
I didn't know if it was an overhead or what, and so I tried jumping.
Good thinking.
And maybe I should. Good job. Maybe I should. Maybe I could have just blocked it. But yeah, just in fighters though, that reset happens anytime that there's a character loss. So that might happen 5 times in one match.
That's right.
Or about 4 times in one match. And something I feel like I see more and more in the higher levels is people just hitting assist immediately. Like, they cover that, because assists usually cover that area in the middle. And, oh, you will carry me to victory, I know.
Bison wins!
And then, you know, if you have your assist cover that, then you can just hide yourself or block or whatever. You know.
Are you ready? Fight!
It was interesting to see, like, I don't know, for me, the fighters, the most interesting thing was seeing kind of different people use the spark. Whereas, like, I use it as basically just like, oh god. Sean and or Jeff has already killed my first 2 characters. Better use the spark and at least try and kill one of theirs.
Sure.
But now, I use it a lot earlier in the match now.
Yeah, that's something they do all the time. I started to think of Spark as like one of the characters on.
Oh, that's it.
You know, like, if you start with 4 to 4, and then, you know, if you still have 3 characters but no Spark, and the other guy has Spark and 2 characters, you're still kind of even, you know.
Sure, that makes sense.
Red side.
Really rocking my short shorts.
You know, it gets hot in Siberia.
Or maybe it's like, maybe those are actually like normal sized pants on most people, but like for these denim underwear.
Yeah.
Also, worst idea in the world, denim underwear. Just no. It's horrifying. I'm chafed just thinking about it.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I totally am. For sure.
I'm almost ready to call this one. This is going to end in violence!
He was right.
Yeah, that's quite correct. It started in violence too, to be completely real, please. All right.
Okay, yeah. This decides how long the video's gonna be.
Yeah, if you see another 10 minutes, like when you're looking at this, like, oh, Jason must have won. No, Jeff must have won.
Yeah. Jason couldn't even fathom the concept.
Well, can you blame me?
You're about to have a pretty visual example. I miss the green hand, and I don't even use it that much.
Right, it seems like a nice move, but at least a very good way to kind of cover, like, a safer approach.
Oh yeah, well, it blows up projectiles. You know?
That's nice. No, but, like, he just uses his head in 3, or in 5.
Not as fun. I mean, it is cool to headbutt shit, but you don't move forward at the same time.
Right.
So all you do with that is just meter.
Yeah, but you don't gain any ground, and depending on the character, like, that ground is just gonna be so huge, like a Dawson player.
Yeah. My first match was against a Kami player, Moken, right? They were pretty
Yeah.
good. Some Japanese pro that I don't know any fighter, or unless they're Itazan or Daiko, I don't know them really.
Right. This
I
I know.
know Infiltration, I guess.
Right. Oh, baby.
I'm so scared right now.
Maybe you shouldn't have
I
been?
totally just psyched you out.
No, like I kept trying to do my ultra combo. I just messed it up. And so like the input for the ultra combo and that teleport are similar. Yeah. That teleport does not seem good to me because like Bison likes to take the time to laugh when he lands. Which is like, I mean, that's okay. If you find it
Stop and smell the blood. You know?
Right, exactly. I'm glad to see that his medium kick in the air is still a cross-up.
I was happy to see that Square X Lariat is still like Geef's bread and butter combo from 4 to 5. They took that 3-hit combo out in 5 in season 3, and I think it's because they hate Geef. Good job.
I think so. I think they do hate him. This is not the time to tell you that I've been working for Capcom all this time. It's just like, it's me. I hate Geef. I don't.
The better I do, the more Capcom nerfs Geef.
Interesting.
So I should switch over to Bison. Just destroying your man. Can you mark your own face? Would you attack the Bison? Would you?
100%. Like I said, I looked over at you when Cody's trailer was. I was like, "You hear that? That's the sound of Bison becoming my secondary." Like, I was so excited about Cody's reveal. Like,
Yeah,
I'm still
I did say
excited.
that. It's he looks fun.
Oh,
for
I'm
sure.
so excited.
Are you still excited?
I'm still excited.
Good.
And it's still like a month out before he gets here.
Yeah, 26 or something.
Something like that. But we have Blaze Blue tag
That's
to
right.
come out
That's
that's
coming
kind
out
of keeping me
tomorrow.
occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does come out tomorrow, at least at the time of our recording of this episode.
Right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
We'll be doing more of these in the future. So
For
keep
sure.
an eye out.
Like, it's insanely fun to do these, so
I
I'm
do
always
like
down
these.
to doing more. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we shall see you at the next end of the month showdown, which will most likely be at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So you'll actually have 2 of them in 1 month, which is wild.
That's so much free content.
Man, incredible.
How are you going to handle it?
You probably won't.
I'll see you next year then.